Good afternoon, boys and girls. I hope your weekend was nice. Welcome to today's lesson. Today, I want us to learn about areas of an area of a triangle. A triangle can be described as half of a square or a rectangle. When you cut a rectangle along its diagonals, that is the diagonals I'm holding at the corners, the opposite corners. When you cut it along its diagonals, you will have two triangles. This is a triangle on its own, and that one is a triangle on its own. So it's a half of a rectangle or a square. Now, I have written here, a triangle is half of a rectangle or a square. Now, these examples I've drawn for you on the board. This one, this triangle is along this diagonal, and that one and that one. So this one, the shaded region are showing different triangles, Now, having explained that, we can now write the formula of finding the area of a triangle. An area of a triangle equals to half area of a rectangle. Half area of a rectangle. And so, how do you find area of a rectangle? Area of a rectangle is length times width. So half length times width is the area of the shaded region. Any shaded region here, half length times width, we get that area. And so for a triangle, we don't have length, we don't have width. The length becomes the base and the width becomes the height. And so for a triangle, we have half times base times height. Now let's look, for example, this is a triangle of its kind, and the height would be that one. We'll come to it later. The base would run from here up to there. That is the base of that triangle. In this other triangle, the height would be that one, and the base would be that one. In this triangle, the triangle here is the shaded part. This would be the height from here up to here, but the base would start there. The base would start there. That would be the base of the shaded part of the triangle. Now, for this, the height is here and the base is there. That would be its base. Now, I've given you different diagrams representing different triangles so that you know that they are where their bases are and their height is. Remember, you may know a diagram, but unless you know its dimensions, you cannot be able to work out sums or concerning that diagram. Let's look at the teacher's example number 1. Example number 1. They say, find the area of the unshaded part. Remember, it's unshaded part. Unshaded part. Not the shaded, but the unshaded part. The unshaded part is that one. Shaded part is that one. Now, the formula of finding the area of the unshaded part, area of a triangle would be half times base times height. Now we have to identify the base. Here, we write half times base. Base is 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. Height is this one. That one in the middle. But we said, remember, here we said the width of the rectangle becomes its height. The width of the rectangle becomes the height of the triangle. And so this width here, the width which is 8 centimeters, becomes the height of that triangle. The height of that triangle. So the height here would be 8 centimeters. I hope, boys and girls, you are understanding. I hope you are understanding. Now, we have to do what you call cancelling. We simplify by cancelling. By 2, 1, and by 2, 5. By 2, 1, and by 2, 5. So we multiply 5 centimeters by 8 centimeters. 5 centimeters by 8 centimeters, we get 40 centimeters. Now remember, it is 40 centimeters squared. It's 40 centimeters squared. we must know it is squared. The units of measuring area must be squared, square unit. So the answer here is 40 centimeters squared. Remember to repeat it again to be able to understand. Look at such sums that require formula. You must always write the formula first. The formula will now guide you on what to require to get that area. Now, example number 2. Example number 2, we are not given, the diagram is not drawn for us, but the question says the area of a triangle is 24 centimeters squared, or square centimeters, the area of a triangle. If its height is 6 centimeters, the height is 6 centimeters, what is the length of its base? The length of its base. Boys and girls, when you are asked a question, a word problem, and it's talking about a diagram, remember to draw that diagram. Let's draw a triangle. I choose to draw that kind of a triangle. That is that kind of a triangle. Boys and girls, that's the triangle I'm drawing. Look at where the height is. And that is the height. And this is the base. That's the height, and that is the base. Remember, this triangle is not part of a rectangle. So this is a different kind of a triangle, but it's still a triangle with the base and the height. And so they have said the area of this triangle is 24 square centimeters. That's the area of that triangle. The height of that triangle, is 6 centimeters. We don't know the base of that triangle. So we want to know the base. Remember, it's the formula of finding the area of the triangle is half times base times height. So we say half times base times height is equals to area of that triangle. So a half times the base, which we don't know, times the height, which is 6 centimeters, is equals to the area, which is 24 centimeters squared, or square centimeters. That is it. The formula is there. Remember, we have written the formula this side and equated it to the area on the other side, because we don't want to find the area, we want to find the base. And so the base that we want to find has to be on the left hand side. And so we cancel. By 2, 1, and by 2, 3. So we have 3 times b centimeters. 3 times b centimeters, you get 3b centimeters is equals to 24 square centimeters. We divide both sides by 3 centimeters. Both sides by 3 centimeters. By 3 centimeters. Right? Centimeters cancel centimeters. By 3, 1, by 3, 1. Here, by 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Now, centimeters cancel. By a centimeter is 1. Square centimeters divided by centimeters, we remain with centimeters, not square now. So B for base would be 8 centimeters. And that is how we find the base. Remember, apart from finding the area, we can be given a question that doesn't want to find the area. The question here now wants you to find the base. You're given the area. So you have to know how to apply the formula to be able to find the base. Here it's formula application. Formula application to get the other part of the figure below. Now let's come to these other diagrams here. Now in these diagrams, we know that the height and the base, and I want this one, you note this one down. The height and the base must meet. They meet or intersect at 90 degrees. That means they form a right angle where they meet. They form a right angle where they meet. So if this is the height and that is the base, they must form 90 degrees there. So where the height and the base meet, they form 90 degrees. They form 90 degrees. And that is how you're going to be able to identify the height and the base. Because sometimes you're given a diagram like this, and you're given, for example, this is 8 centimeters, and this one is 12 centimeters, and this one is, for example, 24 centimeters, and you are asked to find its area. Then you get confused. Now, which one is the base, which one is the height, and which one is the hypotenuse? Remember not to involve the hypotenuse when you are calculating the area. Don't involve the hypotenuse when you are calculating the area. So here, the area, you would write the formula half times base times height. And the base would be 12 and the height would be 8. So by 2, 1 and by 2, 6. So 6 times 8 would give us 48 square centimeters. You see that? We have found the area without involving the diagonal or the hypotenuse. Right? We don't use the diagonal or the hypotenuse to find the area. Now let's come to this one here. This question here has the height outside the triangle. You must extend this so that the height makes 90 degrees with the base. The base is extended. Remember, it's extended. Right? I want you to note one thing, that the base starts here and ends here. The base of this triangle. This is the triangle. The base of that triangle that we want to find its area starts here and ends there. And its height is outside there, it's external. You must extend the base to form the height because they must meet at 90 degrees. So if you have to find the area of this, for example, from here to there, for example, it's 20 centimeters. And the height, for example, is 9 centimeters. Then, from here up to here, let's say, for example, it is 8 centimeters from here to there, right? And you are asked, find its area. Still, write the formula, area is equal to half times base times height. Then, we want to know which one is the height. The height is given 9 centimeters. Base is not given directly, and so you must subtract 20 minus 8 to get the base, which is 12 centimeters. So now, after knowing the base and you know the height, you can substitute it in the formula to get the area. So we say area here would be a half times base 12 centimeters times height 9 centimeters. By 2, 1 and by 2, 6. 6 times 9 we get 54 square centimeters. I hope you have understood. This one is easy, just like this one up there. They are the same, only that this one faces the other side. I hope, boys and girls, you have understood. You have understood. This is another example of an area of a triangle worked out on a manila paper, and I hope you are able to see that. So the area is measured in square units. Area is measured in square units. Square units. What does this mean? Square units. Square units means it could be square centimeters, could be square meters, could be square kilometers, square units. All right? Yet we have other units of measuring area directly. The RS, which you're going to learn after this, not today, and the hectares. The hectares. Area can be measured in RS or hectares. I know we have other units of measuring area like acres, an acre of land. And so this is what we are learning today, boys and girls. I would like to give you some work to do. In the book, in your primary mathematics, and I would like the camera to check it out. Primary mathematics, I would like you to do for me on page 111, question number 3, question number 3, please. Question number 3. Then 3 is A, B, C, and then you do question number 4, 5, and 6. Remember, question 3, A, B, C, and question 4, 5, and 6. 4 has A, B, C also, then 5 and 6. Boys and girls, I believe you have understood. That is primary mathematics, and I believe you have understood. Thank you for listening. I miss you. I long for the day we will open the schools. Thank you.